Yeah.
Congratulations on not only being the oldest Oscar male winner, but also the winner, the oldest winner overall in Academy's history. So how does it feel?
Mr. Ivory, can we have you move to the microphone? Perfect.
Well, I imagine how it would feel. I mean, it'd be 90 years for anything that you would do is extraordinary. But to be here, having won the Oscar at that age, just seems as like a hiccup in nature, possibly, something like that. But it feels great, and it certainly feels good to be holding on to that Oscar. It's my Oscar for the first time. I've been nominated before, but never won. I once had to receive an Oscar for Ruth Jabvala, and I walked around with hers, but it was not mine. So it's a very good feeling. And I'm glad it was, particularly I'm glad that it was an Oscar for writing. I'm not exactly new to that. I mean, I've worked on many of our film scripts. I've co-written scripts before, films of ours that were produced, but I've never written one from, right from the first lines up to the end and seen it produced.
And we're going to go to 46, which is just to the right in the back, Mr. Ivory. And
46?
Hello, over
Okay.
here. Hi. You say thank you to Luca Guadagnino, and I'm wondering, what was in that book that made you feel like you wanted to adapt this particular book, and what was it like working with Luca Guadagnino?
Well, the first interest for me was the fact that the film was going to be made in Italy, because Italy is a country that I love. And as you know, I made A Room with a View there, and I've also worked in other films there. I loved the idea of going to Italy and making a film. And and then the story naturally has a good amount of personal relevance for me. And so that was interesting, of course. But it just generally was a project that I liked, and I liked the people that were involved in it. And as for Luca, I never was around on the set while he was working because I stayed in New York while they shot. But we had many meetings about what we were going to do, or what I wanted to do in many cases. I mean, there were certain things, big things I wanted to do with the novel. I wanted to cut off the ending of it and drop a chunk of it later on and all this sort of thing. So he was always very agreeable and reasonable about what I wanted to do, and he had some good ideas of his own, and those have come into the script. So it was good working with him, and good being in Crema, where he lives, in that part of Italy, which I don't know too well. It's fairly near Milan.
We're going to 37, then we'll come down to 227, which will wrap it up.
Yeah.
This is obviously such a specific LGBTQ story, but there's a sort of universality to it too. I think everyone can kind of see themselves in it a little bit. And what do you think makes the love story so universal, and how do you think everyone is able to connect to it so powerfully?
Well, I think it's the whole idea of a first love, one's first strong love, which may have gone badly. It has gone badly for many people, but you survive, and you go on to other loves, hopefully. I think it's a universal situation. First love, and how we feel about it, whether it's made us unhappy or joyous, whatever. That is universal, I think, and that is subject matter that everyone, everywhere can, identify with.
And we're going to wrap up right here with 227.
Hi, Jeannie Wolf from Saturday Evening Post. People keep talking about your age. Was it fun to write from that young man's first love point of view? It's a while since you had first love. So was it exciting? Was it easy? Was it thrilling to write, to create that atmosphere?
Yeah, I think that's why I'm here. I think it was, in fact, a rejuvenating experience somehow. It wouldn't be like there are other kinds of books you might adapt. It wouldn't be like that. I think one, in a sense, emotionally and in your memories, you do relive your own life at that time, late teenage. I think about it all. I still think about it all the time. I don't have to be writing a script to think about when I was a teenager.
You captured it. Great. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ivory. Congratulations.
Thank you.